Coming up, honoring the best, we bring you special coverage from the Bob Hoover Trophy reception.
John Glenn may have flown west, but his beloved Baron still serves as a testament to the aviator.
Plus, honoring women who fly and a cool new aerobatic airplane.
AOPA Live this week's special coverage from Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport's historic Terminal A starts in just a moment.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying at sonicsaircraft.com.
R.A. Bob Hoover was called the greatest stick and rudder man of all time, so it seems only appropriate that the second winner of the Hoover Trophy is arguably today's greatest stick and rudder man, Sean D. Tucker. Hoover himself won the trophy last year.
And it was his desire before his death last year that Tucker, his protege, received the award this year. AOPA was honored to be tasked with perpetuating the Hoover Award and pleased to honor Bob's wish.
I'm speechless. I can't believe I can't even say yeah, baby. Just a dear, dear friend. I flew my first air show 41 years ago. But I'm alive today because I had a guy, I remember at the show, it was in Redmond, Oregon in the mid-'80s. And I finally made the big time. I'm flying with R.A. Bob Hoover. And I had some big time, and for me, it was huge. And there he is in his Cadillac in his suit. He just got done flying, or he's right before he's flying, he's reading the Wall Street Journal. I go running up, knocking on the window, Mr. Hoover, Mr. Hoover. Yes, can I help you? I said, oh, my name's Sean Tucker, and I'm flying in the air show. Well, you are? Well, you know, I got to go to work in a few minutes, but I'd love to talk to you. Come on in. I get in the car, and I'm telling him about my airplane. I'm telling him about everything, and I'm telling him about what a hero he is. And he says, and I was asking him a question. He says, well, Sean, really tell me why you want to fly. I says, because I just love the dance, Bob. And he says, well, more importantly, you got to love the people you're flying with. And you're flying for. I go, why is that, Bob? And he goes, because if you hurt yourself, you'll steal their dreams away from them. You'll steal their dreams forever. So if you ever fly because you want to show off, quit right now. And that really moved me.
And you can see the whole event on AOPAlive.org.
Being in the nation's capital, we had numerous friends of General Aviation from Capitol Hill stop by as well to be recognized for their support with AOPA Freedom to Fly Awards. AOPA President Mark Baker presented the awards to the bipartisan group of legislators, all of whom are active on GA initiatives. Among the most supportive is Indiana Representative Todd Rokita, who received AOPA's prestigious Joseph B. Hartranft Award, named for AOPA's first president, Doc Hartranft. The award recognizes a government official who made significant contributions to the advancement of GA. Rokita was a strong supporter of third-class medical reform and the Pilot's Bill of Rights.
Airports, of course, are the lifeblood of GA. Protecting and growing them is vital to our future. One of the most vibrant privately owned public use airports anywhere is West Houston Airport, owned by AOPA member Woody Lessaker. AOPA President Mark Baker presented Lessaker with a presidential citation for his work in building and supporting that phenomenal aviation community in Houston.
He actually started at the age of 26 and built his own airport. Didn't use federal dollars, didn't use city dollars. He started out, and now today, this general aviation operation in West Houston has over 100,000 operations annually, over 400 based aircraft there. Woody has also been really generous with support of AOPA initiatives, general aviation initiatives, making the airport friendly, making it cost effective, making a real difference for that part of West Houston.
For a complete list of the awards presented this evening, see the AOPA website. And if you'd like to see all of tonight's festivities, the archive of our live coverage is on the AOPA Facebook page.
Right across the Potomac River sits the United States Capitol. In these halls of power, legislators gather to be the voice of their constituents in our constitutional republic. Many lawmakers have embraced the use of general aviation as a means to get between their home and the District of Columbia. Perhaps most famous among them, John Glenn. He was the first American to orbit the Earth. He later became the oldest person to travel in space during a space shuttle mission in the late 90s. But John Glenn served the people of Ohio as a United States Senator. He used a Beechcraft Baron to travel. AOPA Live's Paul Harrop caught up with the current caretaker of the twin, known as, appropriately, Friendship 7.
This is Friendship 7, John Glenn's Baron that he owned for decades.
He picked it up new in 1981 and flew it till his 90th birthday.
The platform worked perfectly for trips between Ohio and Washington, D.C.
In this particular airplane, it's pressurized 200 miles an hour, and he could do the trip in less than 2 hours.
The astronaut-turned-senator maintained the airplane meticulously. The Baron has been turned into a flying memorial for John Glenn.
Everywhere I land, everybody wants to know about the nose art because it is distinct and it represents a great American hero. And all the ramp techs come out and look at it, line techs and the FBOs, and want to take a picture in front of the airplane.
Before he passed, Glenn signed the airplane in paint pen. Joel Wiener flies and manages the airplane that is still in active use for a railroad services company. He always looked up to Glenn.
And being in his airplane, being able to fly it around the country in a corporate platform for the company that owns it, words can't describe it.
Paul Harrop, AOPA Live.
The airplane is expected to be on the fly-in circuit this season. You can catch it at Sun and Fun and several of the AOPA regional fly-ins, as well, of course, as Oshkosh.
At least one airport is cleaning up this week. Storms raged through much of the country Monday. In Olathe, Kansas, the airport took a direct hit. These photos, sent to us by Star Novak, show the damage at Johnson County Executive Airport. According to reports, many hangars and the airplanes inside were heavily damaged or destroyed. The Secret Service says no to relief at Lantana. 2 members of Congress had a closed-door meeting with the Secret Service. The legislators say security officials will not relax any of the restrictions from the presidential TFRs. Each time the president visits his Mar-a-Lago resort, business owners at Palm Beach County Airport, known as Lantana, lose thousands of dollars. AOPA has been pressuring and will continue to pressure the feds to work with general aviation.
So who sets airport noise rules anyhow? The answer is clear if there are any federal grants to the airport. It's the FAA, under the provisions of the Airport Noise and Capacity Act. But what if the airport doesn't have any grants? East Hampton, New York is trying to impose curfews and flight restrictions on its airport. NBA and others went to court to fight that, and they lost in district court, but the appeals court reversed the decision, blocking the curfews. Now East Hampton is asking the Supreme Court to review the decision. The community says the Airport Noise Act does not apply to them. Coming up from Reagan National Airport's historic Terminal A, a new chopper from Bell.
And a new Acro airplane hits the market.
The smoke is on. Perfect start. He's putting on the pressure. What a dramatic finale.
The Red Bull Air Race World Championship returns to San Diego Bay, April 15th and 16th. And play Red Bull Air Race, the game.
Welcome back to AOPA Live at Washington Reagan National Airport. You may have read last week about John King of King Schools losing his medical. Well, good news, this week he got his medical back. However, it was a long and enduring process with the FAA, and John really struggled. We talked to him tonight, and he tells us how it went. So, John, fantastic news. You've had a medical issue, troubled by the FAA, and we just learned today that you got your medical certificate back. How'd that come about?
It is absolutely fabulous news. You know, I asked for a restriction on my certificate that I have to fly as or with a co-pilot, and that's what they did. It's innovation. They have never done this before. There might be some cardiac things, but no neurology things, and never on a third-class medical. So they have done this. They've never done it before. It's new ground. I hope it's a wonderful example of the FAA being willing to find a way to innovate to mitigate risks.
This week is Women of Aviation Worldwide Week. The goal is to raise awareness of aviation opportunities available to women of all ages. In honor of this special week, we reached out to some of the wonderful women pilots on the AOPA staff to see what advice they have to offer future female pilots.
Take every opportunity that's presented to you. My dad always taught me time and opportunity. If there's something new that you want to try, or if there's an opportunity that you can't pass up, then take it.
Do it. That's my best advice, is do it. Don't worry about how old you are or how young you are or what stage of life you are in. There's time. Even if you have to put it off, as I had to do for a while I was raising kids and there didn't seem to be enough hours in the day, there should be time later on. If it's a passion, by all means, pursue it.
Follow your dream. Find somebody who can be a good mentor for you. Maybe find a local Women in Aviation chapter. Talk to somebody who maybe is a member of the 99s Club at your local airport, and just find a good network of support to help you with your process.
Last year, Women of Aviation Worldwide Week drew more than 40,000 participants. Volunteers made over 8,000 flights, taking women flying for the first time in a small plane. Visit the Women of Aviation Week website to learn how you can get involved.
This week, helicopters are in the spotlight. The Helicopter Association International's 2017 Heli Expo opened in Dallas on Monday. HAI President Matt Zuccaro expects 20,000 attendees to view 65 helicopters and more than 750 exhibitors. It's been a busy show. Enstrom Helicopter is displaying the second certification and flight test vehicle for its TH-180 program. Certification of the trainer is expected this year. The largest helicopter at the show is this Boeing CH-47 Chinook, modified by Columbia Helicopters for its new mission, fighting fires. Redbird Flight Simulations came to Heli Expo for the first time, showcasing its new Redbird VTO, designed to help teach hovering and auto rotations.
Bell Helicopter delivered the first Bell 505 Jet Ranger X at Heli Expo. The light single-engine turbine helicopter, in what the industry calls the short, light, single segment, was designed as a replacement for the venerable Jet Ranger.
It's the first short, light single to have a fully integrated glass cockpit, also a FADEC-controlled engine. The second thing I like to point out about the aircraft is the cabin. It's a very, very large and very spacious cabin. That cabin will be great for utility operators. It's a very, very responsive aircraft. It's fast. It's got great payload, and we just are absolutely certain, and so far our customers are confirming that we have a game-changing aircraft.
The 505 Jet Ranger X is certified in Canada and Australia, with FAA certification expected soon.
Bob Hoover is, of course, an aerobatic legend. The things he did decades ago with the Shrike Commander still inspire awe. The path Bob paved is still being explored by acropilots around the world, and now they have a new tool for the box, a new aerobatic airplane called the GB-1 Game Bird. AOPA editor-at-large Dave Hirschman has the story.
The Game Bird is the latest aerobatic superplane designed by Philip Steinbach. It's fast, with a cruise speed of nearly 200 knots. It's tough, with an airframe approved for unlimited aerobatics at plus or minus 10 Gs. And it's agile, with a roll rate of more than 400 degrees per second. But Steinbach, who grew up in Germany and started designing and building airplanes there, plays down these attributes.
Game Composites was founded by Stuart Walton and me 4 years ago to bring this aircraft to market. This will be a fully certified aircraft, which puts us in the position of being able to offer composite services for other businesses as well. The Game Bird is meant to be a fun plane primarily. If people want to just have something to tool around at 200 knots, or fly unlimited aerobatics, or learn to fly aerobatics, or just go to fun places with the fringe, that's all the boxes that this plane can tick. And it's not meant to be just a one-trick pony. We'll sell them for $400,000, and we plan to probably make 8 to 10 in the first year. I think that's a realistic goal. And then ramp up of making 25, 30 probably in the years after. It's all carbon fiber. There's no steel frame anywhere anymore. There's a couple of steel parts like the landing gear legs and the engine mount and some control parts. There's not much technology in it really. It's the simplest instrumentation you can have. It's the old simple concept of a light small airframe with a big engine. It's fun. It's just pure fun.
Rob Holland is a world-renowned aerobatic pilot and airshow performer. He's been flying the Game Bird and sharing his thoughts with Steinbach.
You walk up to it, you look at it, and you say, okay, this is an airplane designed by a pilot. It flies well, it looks good, relatively easy to fly. You can take a pilot with basic skills in tailwheel airplanes and aerobatics and put them in this airplane and they can fly it really well. It's just a great design. Surprisingly, the forward visibility on the ground is better than any aerobatic airplane this class I've ever seen before. So I think it's actually going to do well in the market. I mean, it's a two-seat certified aerobatic airplane. It'll compete with all the single-seat unlimited aerobatic airplanes. You can put a ton of gas in it, you can go a long distance, you can go a short distance and do any kind of aerobatics you want to do, whether it's a resty, a freestyle. It's a great airplane. I'll take one in all black.
The Game Bird is being produced in Bentonville, Arkansas. Look for it at air shows, aerobatic contests, and in the skies overhead. But don't blink, it goes by in a flash. Dave Hirschman, AOPA Live.
Wow, looks like a super fun new airplane. You can read more about the Game Bird in the April edition of AOPA Pilot Magazine. That's it from our special coverage of the 2017 R.A. Bob Hoover Trophy from historic Terminal A here at Reagan National Airport.
We had special live coverage of the entire ceremony on Facebook. If you'd like to see it, head to facebook.com/AOPA Pilots and look for it there.
And look for us next Thursday for another edition of AOPA Live This Week.